9 libraries. And you have obviously an outstanding accounting and financial background. What are your thoughts on the future of libraries in terms of size, scope, and money that it takes to run these operations today?
As far as Wareham's, I haven't had a chance to look at the numbers, but I think sometimes we take for granted some of the services we have at home that other people may not have at home. Internet, the ability to go out to a bookstore and buy books, where other people, I think it's when you're on a fixed budget, you're trying to get your books at the library, you get a chance to read, as opposed to having to buy a book and go through that process. So I think that the services that a library offers are very important to the community. Maybe not to everybody in the community, but to a good-sized population of the community. So I would think that we need, just without looking at the accounting yet or any of the finances or any kind of analysis, I think we need to just look for more creative ways to keep the services going we have and maybe try to improve some of the services along the way.
Another question I have is, if I may, Madam Chair.
Please.
In the past, this library obviously has a history. I'm a member of the Friends, and recently Mr. Andrews invoked the Memo of Understanding program, and I've lost a lot of skin over that over the last 2.5 months. But what is your opinion, not of what's transpired, I don't care about the past, I'm more interested in the future. And what do you see as the relationship between the Board of Directors, trustees for the library, and the Wareham Friends of the library?
Well, we're sitting
that working relationship.
We're sort of sitting in the middle of that, I think, from my opinion. And again, I could be wrong, but we sit in the middle of that. We need to be able to talk to the staff or the director, if you will, and talk to the Friends of the Library, because it's important that we have a nonprofit arm out there. And for the record, I'm not a member of the Friends of the Library, so just want to make that clear. I am not. Well,
He doesn't know where the money goes.
Pardon me? I must have missed that one. But we need to work with everybody. Anybody that's out there trying to put money into the library and help, I think that's a valuable part. We've got to work with that. We've got to get everybody on the same page somewhere along the line. I don't know how to do that yet, but that's something we need to do, is put everybody on the same page somehow or another.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Cruz, do you have any questions for Mr.
No, ma'am, I
McDonald?
don't.
Ms. Winslow?
I just want to thank Mr. McDonald for coming forward
Thank you.
and his willingness to volunteer. Thank you.
Well, I hope that when this board votes, and you will more than likely be appointed, Mr. McDonald, that you will take the time to look at the numbers, because the numbers are the heart and soul of the library. Your application has been on file for a little while, and again, I will apologize, as Mr. Holmes did. We had a little problem getting our Board of Library Trustees on board, getting a schedule going with for the appointments, and getting your first choice was another committee. So you know that you went through that process already. The numbers are very important, and the question that I have for you is, how are we going to get the Library Board of Trustees moving to take in the kind of donations that we were getting in the past, and how do we work with the Wareham Foundation to get the money that we need for our main library, and how do you feel about the Spinney Library in Onset in terms of its siphoning funds off from our main library, our main public library?
Well, can I break Spinney out separate? Because I think you're right. Somewhere along the line, I've never been that involved in fundraisers, but I have done quite a bit of analysis work. So I think it's just, first off, we need to know where we've been or where we're at before we decide where we're going. We need to look at the numbers. Then we need to look at some of the projects or the methods they used to raise money before. That's something else. As far as Spinney, I haven't looked at the numbers. I'm not sure exactly that I agree the word siphon, because I don't know the finances of the Spinney yet, because it's not even there yet. But I think from a personal standpoint, if I'm a resident of Onset and I have the opportunity to have a library there in Onset instead of having to come all the way over to town to use this library, I think that's a valuable thing to that community as well. So from a personal standpoint, just on the surface, it sounds great. But again, I haven't had a chance to look at the numbers. But I think you're right. In the process, I hope to be able to look at the numbers and make sense of them and maybe help shine some light on some areas or whatever we're doing. And the other thing I think that you ask is, I think leadership is the key to get everybody to work together. We need to get good leaders in there, people that want everybody to work together. Take some of the rhetoric and some of the past out of it, and let's try to all work together and do something good for the library.
Are there any other questions for Mr. McDonald?
Well, one way to do that is, as with the previous person, is people could stop blogging.
I haven't blogged.
I didn't say you.
All right.
I didn't say you. Matter of fact, I didn't even.
I think it's irrelevant at this point to talk about blogging. It happens on both sides, and it's really not productive. You're right. It absolutely isn't at this
Absolutely
point.
no. I would say, just for the record, I do not blog. I say it in this microphone, and I get sued over it. So that's the difference. But I believe that one way to get beyond this, and as I said, I didn't say you, is I think people need to stop doing that. You're right. Have conversations, have discussions, and stop counting this town as a tally. Yeah, I won this one. Yeah, I lost this one. Unfortunately, we have far too many people who do that. I hope that when you get on the trustees, one thing that I was always under the understanding is that you have your library trustees that give the same thing, the advisory, pick and choose, the types of books and things like that, work with the director on the budget, things like that. And that when you guys want to, we want to put on an edition, we need a new, copy machine or something. That's what your friends are there for. And it's the Friends of the Wareham Free Library.
Right.
And I hope that when you become a trustee, that you will hold true to that. I understand we have members on the board that are Friends of the Wareham Free Library, but it is the Friends of the Wareham Free Library. And that as a trustee of the Wareham Free Library, that needs to be your top priority.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Just for the record, I'm a member of the Friends as well.
That's why I looked at a couple of you, so.
I was supposed to wait till June. The real reason is last year I came in too late and I didn't join the Friends. But my recipes are in their cookbook, just for the record.
And where do the proceeds to the cookbook go?
I have no idea at this
There you
point.
go. Thank you. I'm just asking,
It's okay. It's a
I thi-
valid
I-
question.
Okay.
Madam
Valid
Chair,
question. Yes, Mrs. Winslow.
can I make a motion?
Yes, please.
I make a motion to appoint Francis Larry McDonald to the Library Board of Trustees to a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2013.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
4. Opposed, 0. I'll abstain. Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, Mr. McDonald. Good luck.
Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you.